it, man. Let the madness begin.
Yes, sir. The madness is beginning, our favorite time of the year. And so, of course, we got to break down your brackets, who's going to win, who's going to lose.
That was a long story long. I was trying to make it short, but it didn't end up that way. How are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing so good, but you're gonna kill me. I'm going live in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna hit you back once I got a lot to build in on. Yo, what up, Johnny?
Good. I won't puke up diarrhea next time.
No, please, no. I'm gonna hit you back, Holmes. I gotta hear about all this, and I love you, man. I miss you.
I love you too, brother.
Hey, man, I'm gonna hit you back right after this meeting. Later, pimp.
All right, please do, my man.
I promise I will, bro. You be easy till then, and don't go anywhere. Later, player.
Y'all see what I got to deal with on Fridays at 11:30.
And your guest put him on the show right now because I've seen him plenty of times. So
I let him see it on the YouTube edition. And I hope it broke down in general. But we got my man, Sports 56 Old, 98.5, host of the Happy Hour. I don't know why he got his co-worker's name on the tag, Greg Gaston, but he's not Greg Gaston, people. This is my man, John Harden, a.k.a. Johnny Radio. John, what's good, man? He gotta fix his audio. Let's see how his audio comes straight at first. We hear all the stuff we we're supposed to hear, but then when it's time to introduce my man, we go blank. I deal with this on Fridays at 11:30. You good now, man? What's good, John?
Dude, y'all hear me?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
What up? Oh my God, I finally got this thing to work. Dang, let me do this. Fellas, I ain't heard a word y'all been saying. I apologize. My man had me set up with everything wrong. Not Jay, that is. My man Johnny.
Oh, you got Johnny in that? Shout out to my man Johnny, man. You should have really bring Johnny on camera. He can come, he can join us too. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
He's running the baseball game or something.
Oh.
He's running something over there, man. But fellas, tell me something, man. What y'all been talking about? Y'all been talking about the tournament yet? The Tigers?
You are right on time. So Jay told me that we should let you, before we get into the fun part of the tournament, let's get the not so fun part out the way. Jay said we should let you go ahead and cook on Memphis. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just be quiet for about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna let you and Jay get all the Memphis angst off your chest now before we get into the fun stuff. Welcome, Johnny Radio, to the 94 Feet of Life tournament show. Trav in the building, Ham in the building. I'm literally going to put myself on mute, and I'm going to let Jay, we're going to do an ISO 1-4 flat clear out for Johnny Radio and Jay to get the 5 minutes of Memphis Tiger angst off their chest, and then we're going to get into the fun stuff. Jay and Johnny, the floor is yours.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it more than anything. And I'd have to tell you on first and foremost, I love the Tigers. Like when I was a little bitty kid, man, I had my socks up high like I was Elliot Perry. You know what I'm saying? Penny was my hero. I thought Dana Kirk was a nice guy. You know, I love some Tigers. I grew up loving Tigers. 2008, bruh, I was down in San Antonio. Life was good. I was working on campus. Man, I'm telling you, it was just perfect. And then John leaves. And then, of course, we had Josh. He's even worse on TV, by the way. Did you know that? How could you be any worse? I was listening to him talk the other day on television going, man, please take this cornball and put him somewhere away from the television. And then we get the Tubby situation. And then all of a sudden, oh, my hero, Penny Hardaway, he comes to the university. Man, he brings with him all kinds of clout. He brings some ballers. We get hype. Everybody's living life large. I'm walking around here pumping my chest. Started with the controversy. Another top recruiting class ends in disappointment. Oh, we bring in some other people. Oh, they got to transfer because they can't just play in the system. Man, we fast forward to this year. We top 10, 15-2. Playing in the new American, which is baby. Is like so soft, it's like baby poo. And we gone through the SEC, beat Texas A&M and Clemson and Virginia. And oh man, we beat Michigan. Who cares? And then all of a sudden, everything's going good, and the whole wheels fall off. And I'm looking over at my hero, Penny Hardaway, and he's not doing anything to fix it. He's standing there with his arms on across his chest. He doesn't talk to his coaches. He doesn't, Rick might be talking to somebody. He doesn't yell at the refs. He doesn't say anything to the players. He doesn't act like an alpha. He's more of a passive B. He's a beta. Like, I hate to say this, but before Caitlyn Jenner got freaking emasculated by Kris Jenner and cut off his thing, I bet he was more of a damn alpha than Penny, and that hurts my feelings to say. But, bro, when you talking to young folks, sometimes you got to wring their neck. You got to say, hey, like, this is your chance. And as much as I love Penny, he's going to be that nice guy. How do I have proof that he's a nice guy? I've met him many a times. Nice guy. But you also just have to listen to his players, man. Malcolm Dandridge went on national TV this year and answered a question. The easiest questions you could ever ask. He wasn't in a hot box getting drilled by the press. Like, he wasn't like Joe Biden dodging some hard-ass questions. You know what I'm saying? This is walking 90 feet. Just the easiest question. What do you love about your coach? Oh, you know what I love about my coach? He lets us do whatever we want on offense, as long as we play some defense. Damn, that's all I had to hear, because I could see that with my own damn eyes. Y'all don't run any offense. There's hero ball going on out there. There ain't no coaching. He's had Larry Brown. He's had Rick Stansberry. He's had Stoudemire. He's had Rasheed Wall. Dude, he's had so many damn coaches, and there's a constant turnover. There's constant turnovers with players, but the one constant has been Penny and him just with his arms crossed, not getting jack done. Now, the big problem that I have about this year is also at the end. I understand that he's got tons of money, and I understand he can be retired, but at the end of this year, because it ended up trash, don't sit there and act like you didn't want this job, because you did everything you could to get this job. You positioned yourself to get this job. And now it's more like you were sitting back. No, you weren't coaching high school and AAU and trying to do all this stuff to get into the coaching gig, to get the Memphis job. No, you wanted the job. And now you're saying to people, oh, man, I came out of retirement to help this program. And this how you do me? Bro, this how you do your team? Come on, man. You got to do a little bit more. Sorry, it drives me crazy. And the other thing I'm going to say, good riddance, Malcolm Dandridge. Dude was a cancer in the locker room, came in out of shape all the time. He was more handsy than Jay Ham at a strip club. Like, you get him off the block, and that man's just fondling every single guard that walks by like he's got a double D and a big booty. What the hell's going on with Malcolm? I don't know, man.
Jay Ham, let me get you 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you 2-3 minutes on Memphis too, and then we're gonna get to the proceedings. But I don't know how you're gonna top that, but give it a shot.
I've never been to Platinum Plus with this man. What are you talking about, hands in the strip club?
Because I saw your picture on the wall and it said, don't act like him.
I'll tell you, saw my picture. I was just up there getting the 2-drink memo. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for the enjoyment and entertainment. That's it. I'm not hands-on. I'm not a cornerback, John. I'm not playing the secondary at the strip club. That's not me. Now, as far as what John was saying, I explained this. We talked about this on there the last couple, 2-3 weeks. It's a different culture. Like you mentioned, the Dana Kirk, all that. Yeah, you can do that, but you try to ring one of these young cats next today, John, you're going to get stabbed. You're either going to get shot, stabbed, or knuckle down. 1 out of 3. I'm just, it's a different time, different culture, different world. But the essence of what you're saying, I completely agree with. for the most part. I just look at it from a different aspect where it's like, what the hell I should expect at this point?
See, I feel like you've
Right?
given that whole it's a different era thing. And I'm just saying it's a different era, it's a different culture. Well, you know what you should have told Eric Musselman? Just go ahead and have your three players dress up in dresses, and they probably would have played better at Arkansas.
You know what? You might have a point.
And that's some if you know basketball, you know what I'm talking about.
But here's the fun part about this, John. And I thought about this earlier today. About 10 years ago this time, me and Trav started to really break down the conversation and discussion about the realistic expectations of Tiger basketball. Right about this time during the 2014 tournament. And we couldn't figure out where the hell this came from. But you mentioned this on there. And you also admitted, like, yes, it's overinflated. We believe that we're something that we never really were. But we also, me and you both agreed that that's kind of the fun part. You know what I'm saying? In terms of just boosting the fandom, that's what makes it fun in that sense. But also, this is why you meet me in the parking lot on Fridays and you go off on Malcolm Dandridge through the whole time that we walk from the parking lot to the studio. And I'm like, what the hell is he going off about? But then I understand what you're going off about. So it's just two different perspectives. But it's a fun deal, though. You know?
It is fun. And last but not least, though, I do want to remind you, remember when Penny got here? He said, and this is, I quote, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. Well, man, here's some of the smoke. And right now, that dude ain't an Indian chief sitting up in there with the peace pipe talking to all these people congregating. That man's running down the street coughing like he just hit, man. Like it's nah. He wanted the smoke.
Listen, we're gonna definitely. I think once the tournament wraps up and is over, I definitely want to get. I want to have like a Memphis panel. Johnny Radio, J Ham, a couple other some notable.
We're gonna go get our guy in the same.
Yeah, I want to have the crew on there and get a real in-depth look at this. But fellas, let's get into the bracket. So I got mine filled out. 94 feet of life. I just got a message from Angie that there's only like one person that's turned in picks, which is crazy. So I'm gonna have to give y'all a little incentive to get these submissions in. So 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 94 Feet of Life Facebook. I'm gonna go live. Hopefully we can get y'all a little fire up under you to get these picks submitted. But fellas, let's talk about it. Here was the thing I found interesting. And Trav, I want to get your take, and Johnny, Jay, just jump in. You know, we don't do a script here. We just flow. I thought Purdue, considering they were like the third number one seed, got a really kind draw.
I think that's putting it nice. I think they got the easiest draw of all. I mean, you got a whole bracket full of people who ain't proved themselves. I love Tennessee too, and Rick Barnes, because I love the way they play. Like Ziegler's going to be out there doing his little thing. You got Adu. Like, I love this team. They're good. But how many times we seen Rick Barnes? And in the second round, he could face his own team, and he's probably going Rick Barnes against the worst basketball coach in the tournament in Rodney Terry.
You can't be hating on the brother. Hey, Jay, you can't be coming on the show hating on the brothers, John. I'm just saying.
Dude, come on. Hey, tell Rodney Terry to coach his own kid. Horns.
I'm just popping shit, John.
Hey, I'll tell you another thing, though. In Creighton being a 3 seed, the Big East and UConn should be a number 1 on, but they have very light 3 seed. Yeah, they can get hot shooting. They really don't defend anybody. I mean, dude, that is soft. South Carolina, I like actually coming out that region. Kansas, I've watched them all year.
Yeah, Kansas has been hurt a lot. Dickinson he's gonna be banged up when he gets there. Kevin McCullough is banged up when he gets there. Gonzaga as a 5. This is not a vintage Gonzaga team that I remember from years past. To me, Trav, I want to go to you. To me, this is the no excuses bracket. If Purdue don't get out of this, I don't know what to tell you. Trav, what you think?
You're exactly right. And me personally, I don't see him getting out of it. I do not see him. I don't even see him getting out of it because I think UConn and Purdue, them teams from 2 to 16 should switch. They should switch from their region. I really think that. But it's tailored for Purdue. But as we've seen, Big Edie, if he's in foul trouble, Purdue is playing jack. And you know in this tournament, these refs gonna get to calling, and certain games gonna be tight. And they're gonna test Purdue waters as far as they bench play without Edie. It's gonna come a game which Edie is not gonna be in. If he don't be in it, Purdue is gonna get hurt. And I got a funny feeling. Me personally, how I got it, I got Purdue playing McNeese. I got Purdue playing McNeese.
By the way, another Will Wade guy. He went to McNeese just last year. He said he'd be in the NCAA tournament, and guess what? He's here at the NCAA tournament.
There.
I wouldn't mind a little Will Wade in my life.
So yeah. So I mean, Purdue. It's tailored for Purdue to get to the Final Four. It's tailored for them, but I don't see.
Didn't Tennessee and Purdue play at Maui?
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
It was close too, wasn't
it? It was. Yeah, Purdue won. Purdue won the game
Purdue won
in Maui.
I thought they're gonna go for like 4 to 6.
That was his coming out party. That's when people were like, "Whoa!" I mean, you were hearing stuff, but that was his game. They were like, "Hey, this guy for real."
Yes. Dude, I remember when I first found out about the white boy.
I'm watching those CBS when they off the rip. That's my second round. Bad because I look at the East and I'm like, it might be a 12-13 over there too. You know what I'm saying? Just look across. It's like I don't want to pick them both, but they both realistically can happen on both sides, both of those regions.
Yeah. So I just said all that about this being the no excuse bracket for Purdue, and I didn't pick them to get out of it. After I just said all that.
That's the thing.
So
I ain't picking them either.
I want to know who you got.
A few weeks ago, why I wasn't. I said it on John's program. Your guards got to show me what it is. Y'all know what it is with this ball. It's just guards, free throws, guard play, late game execution, the coaching aspect, which John was speaking on earlier, all of that.
Guard play,
those little ingredients, man. Yeah, that's how you make the steak, man.
Now, in the bracket above them, I guess we gonna kind of go in reverse order, is the South region. And I think this is the opposite of easy. I think Houston has, full disclosure, Houston is kind of my adopted pick. I think, though, this is a rough draw for them. Because the one thing I don't like about Houston is they play great defense, they rebound the ball well, but they have scoring droughts. And we know this time of the year, it don't take but one bad 5 minutes, and you out of there.
They one of them that they can't get behind like 10.
Yeah, they can't.
18, you look at danger zone.
And you look at, for all their issues on the defensive end, the one thing we know Kentucky can do is score. Kentucky's not going to have a drought.
On defense, they do it.
They might have some struggle on the defense. I think that might be a problem. I got a Kentucky Marquette Sweet 16, which I think would be a great draw. But John, Jay, who do you got in the South and why?
I'm going to be honest. I haven't been able to do my picks because I am
Okay.
a procrastinator. I got everything down. I got more notes next to all these damn teams. I make myself crazy over these picks. But I look at this South and I like this. This is no joke. Memphis is going to get some really good games here. Speaking of that, like Houston leaves the conference and comes back to Memphis. How great is that? But when you look at Marquette, if Tyler Kolek is good, Marquette is as good as anybody. Shaka Smart, Bruce Pearl, probably my two favorite coaches in the country. They're going to have their teams ready to play. I'm scared of Marquette, but Kentucky, you talk about how bad they are on defense. Cal might throw those two 7-footers out there together. And you know, talent in the tournament, you try a little bit harder. And they got so much talent. And the one thing they can do from Dillingham to Reeves to Shepard, they can put the ball in the hole. And Cal does have that thing called a do factor. I mean, how many times can you have this many talented rosters and only have one championship, John? Like, I feel like that dude's got to like squeak his way at least into the championship game. I love Houston. Duke, you know, Filipowski for being such a wuss, getting tripped up by a theater major and getting injured. He's still tough on the basketball court. I felt so bad about that little 5'2" theater major who ran into him. But since then, he's done a lot better. So Duke scares me. But then I'm looking at Texas A&M and Nebraska. The winner of that bad boy, game number 2, in the round of 32.
Yeah.
That man, Texas A&M is tested. They beat Kentucky twice this year and Tennessee. And let me tell you something, Nebraska, they streaky fast. They get out there and get hot and start hitting a bunch of threes. Houston might be in a little bit of trouble. Like that, this bracket is the real deal. Oh, and I didn't even mention Wisconsin, who just, beat Purdue.
Yeah.
That
Houston.
4-13, 5-12 that I was talking about in the East, that's really the one I was talking about in the South. I got a chance to see James Madison. You know what I'm saying? Over championship week. I'm like, okay, more grown dudes. All you need is one. This Duke squad, they ain't tough enough. This ensemble, this group, they got talent, but they ain't tough enough. In Vermont, y'all know how we feel about Vermont here at 94 Feet of Life. They in the
Catamounts.
championship game, they got 50 cent, they got dollar hot dogs, 50-cent canned sodas in that joint. And they gonna win what's their conference, the American East, they gonna win that joint. But then I found out they don't even play a base like home, a general conference tournament format. They stuff is like home and home. So it's like their semifinal, they might be on the road, but depending on who they playing, they might be back at home for the conference final. So that's pretty cool. But all in all, coming out of that region, man, ooh, I want to go with Houston. I think Shaka do another Final Four. He got the talent and the crew to get there. Just as I say that, motherfuckers might not make it past Sunday. So
Trav, the president of the BBN Memphis fan, BBN.
I'm not picking them.
Memphis.
I'm not picking them, Trav, just for the record. I'm not going with Kentucky for a reason.
Trav, give us the Kentucky perspective on that.
Dude, we have to, again, the formula to winning the championship. Good guard play. Kentucky checks that. Free throws. This is one of the Calipari teams that can make free throws. Shit. Timely stops are going to be the number one factor in this tournament. We have the bigs. We just can't stop nobody on the screen and roll action leading them to the basket because we're going to have one big jumping. The other big is going to jump. That's going to lead to offside rebound and offensive rebounds. And that's where Kentucky Achilles heel has been this whole year. Offensive, defensive rebound. Every team that has beat Kentucky has been out rebound. That is the only thing that scares me about Kentucky. Kentucky can get to the national championship. They have the offense. They have the guards. They can hit free throws. They just need the time to stop us.
And just hopefully they're not up by 3 points with a few.
Don't do that. Don't do that on this show. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is not 2008. Do not do that. Do not.
Johnny, Johnny, now, have you seen NC State play?
Man, hell yeah, Burns is so damn big. I don't know what to do with that fella, man.
Johnny, tell me that is not Zach Randolph's son.
Dude, man, damn. Damn, that's funny. Like I was honestly like the first time I saw him, right? You're gonna definitely think I eat a lot of mushrooms, and I probably will. Anyway, like you ever seen like there's some animation show out there from way back when I was tripping way back in the day. They showed a bunch of pink elephants in ballerina shoes pirouetting around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First time I saw that dude, I was like, that dude's like big as a house, but got like ballerina feet. Dude's just spinning around, soft hands around the basket. Like, didn't even look like he was like, man, I didn't even know what to do. It looked like Michael Orr in that movie with like different feet. But NC, they're for real. They got some dogs on them. Did you watch the tournament? NC came out to play, bro. And I like Burns. I like his big fat ass.
My only concern with them.
Go ahead, Sam.
I said my only concern with them is that the 5 games of 5 days on the league. Granted, they get a few of them off, but it's just
Bro, see, I feel like this team like doesn't have like any Rico Suaves out there, so they gonna get the rest. And plus, like they at North Carolina State, they ain't getting that bluegrass treatment. Like Rick Pitino ain't coaching them. There's not a brothel back at their camp. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna be all right.
That's fair.
All right, so let's go to the other half of the bracket, and we're gonna save the defending champs bracket for last. North Carolina, to me, nothing jumps out at me on the North Carolina side. I feel like they should win this. They should win this region. But they have some real weird matchups early.
The thing that jumps out to me off this page is just one thing. And I mean, I can break down all the games and all the crazy things. But could you imagine if it's a 1-2 at the end and you got North Carolina playing Arizona?
That's what they want.
And you got Caleb Love and RJ Davis. Do you remember why they were so bad last year?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the Deja Kelly invitation.
Exactly, dude. I want me some of that.
See, Trav, this is why they didn't put you in the bracket with North Carolina this year. They used Arizona to fill that spot.
They do it. They do it. They
do it, though. We have a record of them doing this.
They do what you do, but I do 3 brackets. I do the one that a team's supposed to. That I think that's going to win. I do my Kentucky bracket, and I actually do the ones to fill out just to actually keep up with the tournament and see how it goes from there. They still on the South. I ain't gonna stay on the South like that, but on the South, if Duke and Kentucky do what they supposed to do, the Elite Eight will be well. But we're not getting no UNC in zone in no Elite Eight. We're not getting.
Who we getting?
I hate to say it. I think Bama gonna do something stupid.
Like not defend like Kentucky?
Yeah, but they got so much offense. You gotta keep up with them. They don't turn the ball over. They don't turn the ball over like that.
No, they don't.
So they
don't.
Hey, my guy Player Fly said, going shot after shot, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, that's for sure.
You gonna have to. They don't now. Kentucky don't play defense, but we seen that a couple of weekends ago when they went to Kentucky Let's go like 110, 119 to 110 for a college game. Yeah. I mean, but it's the tournament, y'all. It's the tournament. And Sears, that's all American.
Yeah, Sears can go. I still think UNC. I'm here for. I'm just here for the Deja Kelly invitation.
I am too, man. I'm praying for it.
If it go down, it go down. Me personally, I don't see it because Carolina would do something real fluky.
I also, by the way, I'm going to tell you right now the reason I don't like Carolina. Jay's probably heard me go off on this. You got two little guards, two little big ass guards on the court at all times. RJ Davis is the man. His little cohort, Pavette or whatever the hell is now, I can't remember right now. But when you got two little 6-foot dudes that really don't defend anybody, and Baycott's the real big enforcer down, like Armando Baycott's all right, you know, I mean, he's going to get you double every night. That's great. But how, you know, impactful are his points? I don't know how big of a believer I am in North Carolina, but on damn Arizona side of the bracket, like, damn, man, Baylor, Arizona will beat that zone that Baylor throws at you. I know Drew's good and none can shoot the three. I think they walk Nevada. I think the Lobos might give them some trouble if Richard Pitino gets there. But I feel like Zona has a real good shot to get there. To me, is North Carolina going to get past the muscle of Mississippi State, who got lucky? The 8-9, they're playing the worst 9 out there. I mean, Michigan State being a 9 seed, like
Hey,
Tom
before Jay go, I want to say this, man. Shout out to my man Tom Izzo, who just knows every year if I get to 19, I think he probably got a clock. If I get to 19 wins, I'm getting in this. No matter what happens. Shout out to my man Izzo. Jay, go ahead.
I like well, I ain't gonna say I like it, but it'd be fly if we got a possible Elite Eight matchup in this region of the Drew brothers. Baylor got Scott Drew, and Bryce Drew is at Grand Canyon. Now, I don't think they're gonna get past St. Mary's, but at the same time, it's just noted that you got brothers in the region, the same region as coaching. So one of those.
I think Tyrone Grant could do it, man. I kind of like Grand Canyon against St. Mary's.
Hey, I thought Dan Marlin was there still for a minute. I was like, man, this thing, that's right, they do got Bryce Drew. I forgot.
Now, let's go to the East region. And we talk about the no excuses bracket for Purdue. This is the no favors bracket. Because for UConn to be the number 1 seed overall, they got no favors with this.
That's this motherfucker.
Like, how can you have Auburn at 4, bro? By the way, you have the SEC champion, the Big Ten champion, the Big 12 champion, the Big East champion. Like, you got all the champs up in that bracket.
You have the 3 of the 4 Final Four from last year is on your side.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh. FAU don't really scare me, but man, San Diego State and Ledee, that dude's a beast.
I'm talking about 3 of the 4 Final Four from last year, all in line for the Sweet 16.
On your side, in your half of the bracket. So I'll tell you the matchup that I think, if you had to tell me potentially what could be the best single game of the tournament, Illinois, Iowa State in the Sweet 16, I think would be an absolute war. Because you got Illinois, who is physical, big. Iowa State, really skilled, play together, and is one of the hottest teams over the last 3-4 weeks. To me, if that's the elite, if that's the Sweet 16, I think Illinois, Iowa State could be one of those as a classic game.
I'm with you. The thing is, though, Illinois got to be careful because Terrence Shannon Jr. he might be that dude, but they play Morehead State, and I think he was asking for Morehead when he got charged. But
Oh, see,
anyway,
Johnny, come on, man.
I know. Oh, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So
Johnny trying to get us out of
first,
here.
but first things first. But the
Good
Illini
job.
Iowa State's defense.
He says it on live radio. Why would he not say it
Why would he
here?
not say it on Zoom? That's fair. You right.
Sorry, I'm
You
sorry.
absolutely right.
It was a good show that Friday.
I mean, it was a layup though. It was a
It was a
layup
layup.
right
It
there.
was a layup.
Oh God.
Hey, but if this region ends up chalk though, when we get to the Sweet 16 and it is probably UConn, Auburn, and as Big Shot mentioned, Illinois, Iowa State. So that's fun.
That's nasty work, as the kids say. UConn versus
Yeah.
Auburn is.
What
You
you
know.
say for that? That's greasy food right there.
Yeah.
If UAB play like they played against Memphis in the first half, not the second half, first half. Problem. Until Andy Kennedy got thrown out the game, and that's when the rout happened. But UAB is a strong team. They can put up a challenge for San Diego State.
Absolutely.
If they doing what they again, that first, you can't play any better. You cannot play any better.
Or we could also get the possible second round matchup of Donovan Klingland against Vlad Golden. Got on two big 7-footers going
Two
there.
big
Two
7
skilled
footers.
dudes. You know what I'm saying? That could be a good one. John
and the
gonna have some money on that one.
No,
And
doubt.
the one thing you could say about now, if you shake his hand, he might take your watch.
This for sure.
But Bruce Pearl can coach.
Yeah.
I
Now,
love Bruce.
That's how
Bruce
I
is
was about to ask Johnny Ray, have you ever met Bruce Pearl? If you had a watch, did he take it from you after the handshake?
yeah, he
I
might
met
take
him,
your
shook
watch
his
off
hand.
your hand.
I met him and talked to him, but he didn't. I just was a dumb little guy in a reporter pool. But I would love to hang out with that dude's fiery. He's wicked smart. He loves his people. I've been telling the story pretty much for like a month. Like he was out of timeouts. They were losing the lead. He gets an intentional foul, technical foul, gives up 2 free throws to get his guys together to talk them up and get them through this little thing. And I'm like, man, that dude's a damn genius, bro. Like, I hate to say it, but not many coaches would. I'll just leave it at that.
They
to do that.
They say a team is a reflection of its coach. And I watched them play SEC tournament. They are emotional. They're fiery. They play like Bruce Pearl. If Bruce Pearl played, that's how he would play.
Jalen Williams is the head honcho in it. Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
He done been there for 6 years. He on the Van Wilder plan. He done won the most games in Auburn history. He's a reflection of Bruce Pearl.
And old Johnny Broom ain't bad neither.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to go.
Johnny Broom is
man.
Johnny Broom is something else. So before we pick the Final Four, we always got to pick a couple upsets. So when I say upset, a double-digit seed beating a single digit in the first round. I just go through a couple that jumped off the page for me. Going back to the West, New Mexico, Clemson versus New Mexico. I actually like New Mexico to win 2 games. I like New Mexico to beat Clemson, and I think they actually could beat Baylor in the second game. So that's 1, an 11 versus 6. Any upsets y'all see on the page, a double-digit seed beating a single digit in the first game.
I'm in love. I got one right off the bat, and it's basically sticking to my fashion and my form and fashion. It's being a heel. I do not believe in Kansas. Like, they got a kid who's from Australia. Furphy, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's from Australia. Like in Australia, they got kangaroos. They're like these things. They box each other. You know what I'm saying? They like fight. They got things. Everywhere you go in Australia, something will kill you. It looks like he would kill this kid to play defense. Like, he don't guard nobody. Like, I can't believe this kid's from Australia. He ain't tough. He's got thin skin. I mean, Timberlake, like Justin Timberlake's got a better chance of hitting a three-pointer than this kid, dude, when he's wide open. I don't believe anything about Kansas. Give me Bucky Ball. Dude, I love some Bucky Ball. I'm telling you, they gonna take care of business. I'm all up in that.
You took mine
You
with the McNeese State. I got McNeese beating Kansas.
I posted it on Facebook. McNeese State sample in the second
Wait,
round.
you got McNeese State getting through Gonzaga first. Because I got Samford, the 13 seed beating Kansas. And I have actually in the one that I'm looking at, the 12 playing the 13 in the Midwest bracket, the weak bracket that produced me.
I got McNeese beating Kansas, but I also got them beating Gonzaga.
those 5 versus 12, 4 versus 13 are always really scary when the higher seed has more wins. Like them 30 win double digit seeds.
30 win 12 seeds, man.
Yeah, that's dicey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking them every time.
Like James
They
Madison and Grand
still
Canyon
have
both
bad
have
numbers.
30 wins, don't they?
See,
Grand Canyon got 29. James Madison got 31.
James Madison like 30. Yeah, James Madison balled out in football and basketball this year. Shout out to them.
31-3.
I got North Carolina State beating Texas Tech.
I do too. On all my brackets, I got
I
that.
got North Carolina State beat Texas Tech. I got Oregon beat South Carolina.
Ooh, they're playing hot right now. The Ducks went through the Pac-12 like it was nothing, and they're healthy right now. I kind of like that. But also, like, if you thought about like Clemson, they're playing in Memphis, and they lost to Memphis, a team that's not even in the tournament. They lost in that building. There's bad juju. They're playing New Mexico. Rick Pitino's son. I'm sure he knows where a couple brothels are. His kid will be ready to play. Like, I got the Lobos, baby.
Jay, he's just your man, Jay. Don't hold your hand like that.
See, I deal with it every Friday live at 11:30, and it's the funniest shit ever. Seriously,
Yeah.
he even got my mama laughing at him. That's just how funny it is.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
so-
he's everything. He's everything you said he was and more.
My 5, 12, 6, and 11s this year are very upset. Like James Madison. I got James Madison.
I picked James Madison too.
Yeah,
I got
James
and I
Madison.
truly do believe that Vermont can beat my Duke squad. It is what it is.
All right, let's go with dark horse. So when I say dark horse, a seed 4 or lower, who you think could go to the Final Four?
If y'all listen to me,
Hey,
I said about
now for Lord.
Dang, I hate to do this, but like, I guess they don't just play football down in Alabama. But what about Auburn?
Real.
I mean, we got 2 football schools, like 4 seeds, pretty hot, pretty hot.
It's real.
You can tell we got SEC homerism.
I really got to think about this.
A 4th, I'll give you one. Let me think. Well, I didn't pick any, so to be honest with you, I have no 4 seeds or lower in.
I don't know
Final
if it's
Four.
that kind of tournament, Big Shot.
But I will tell you this though: if there's gonna be one, if there's gonna be a 4 seed or a lower seed to make it, and I hate to say it because I'm not a fan, Duke could win the South.
I was just about to say.
It could. That's the flip caveat of it to me, though.
The caveat to
This is
Duke
one that
winning
could
though, the caveat to Duke winning the South is this: I think they can beat Houston. I think Houston's scoring droughts, even though I picked them, scare me. And as Johnny talked about, if Tyler Kolek isn't healthy for Marquette, that's a different proposition. Duke, Kentucky in a one-off game.
It has to happen. It has to.
Duke,
happen.
Kentucky in a one-off game is a coin flip.
Remember
It's-
that time that
Dude.
Christian Laettner caught the ball and turned around and broke every Kentucky fan's heart?
Oh God, you know what? That's right.
They got that back. They got that back.
We
this
got it
year
back
as
in '98 because.
Oh, I know, but still, that's the one everybody
But
remembers.
I
well.
need
They got it back 6 years later.
the
But
culture.
you know what though? If Duke was to come out of that, it can't be with. It ain't gonna be riding through Flip. It's gonna ride through them guards.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Proctor and the other freshman. I can't think of his name right now.
McCain.
McCain, yeah.
Yeah.
Proctor and McCain. Got to ride through them. And
Alright.
Mark Mitchell.
The
Mark
only
Mitchell
bad
on
thing about
defense.
Duke is if they did get far, like I can't stand listening to Jay Billis, man. I don't ever want to see that man happy about anything.
I said anything.
He said on CF anything. And is I agree with you though on I didn't know I watched ESPN tournament coverage last night. And you're right, Johnny. I did not know. I guess it ain't the worst quality in the world, but I didn't know Josh Pastner was that much of a cornball.
Dude, like literally.
Like there's a real howdy doody situation happening with Josh. I didn't know that was like that.
Think about it like this, Big Shot. One of the main criticisms that people in this city had, John can vouch for this, Trey can vouch for this too. One of the main criticisms that they had of this dude was that he would not curse.
I just don't
He
trust
didn't
anybody.
cuss.
You know,
That was
they,
one of the
you know who they
main
need to get.
charges.
You know who they need to exchange Josh Pastner for? It's Dane Bradshaw. They need to switch. They need to switch.
Shoot. I'll tell you who I think one of my favorite people. I want Ron more. I want some Ron Slay up in my life on the SEC.
Ron Slade.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
Ron
stay,
Slade king.
stay in the SEC.
Oh man, I love me some Slay.
Ron Slade king.
There was no bet. There was no fun. There were very few times more fun than the Ron Slade, Wayne Chisholm, wear your headband like a baseball hat era.
Oh, those are good days.
Them folks had sailor hats on, man. So
Oh.
my final four, fellas, is this. And this is likely to be wrong, people out there. So before you start with the whole, you said this, everybody right here gonna be wrong, bitch. I got Illinois, Arizona, Houston, and Creighton in the final four.
Whoa, man. The Illini, I love them. Again, stay away, be careful with Moorhead. It can get you in trouble. But like playing Iowa State in that bracket, that's going to be like coming up.
That's tough.
That just coming out of there. They come out of there and they're the last survivor. It would make sense. That's the toughest bracket to pick. Arizona, I could see them because I'm definitely not a believer. Houston, I love me some Kelvin Sampson. And then UConn, is that who'd you say?
I said Creighton because
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Creighton.
I'm not, because here's the deal. Purdue has to win me 3 games before I trust it.
Yeah.
Purdue got to win me 3 games to trust it.
They
Johnny,
gotta-
you
they
talked
gotta
about
get to the Final Four for me.
Johnny,
They
you
gotta-
talked
they
about
gotta get to the
Rick.
Final Four.
So we've talked about Rick Barnes is struggling in the tournament. So now that's your 2 seed is
I
Tennessee.
see. No, I'm with you there. That's a hard bracket. Like that bracket, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if damn Samford came out that bracket because it's so whack. Because I don't believe in Purdue. Tennessee, Rick Barnes, show me something. South Carolina's a 6. The Ducks ain't good. It's just something about Creighton. And like I know the Big East has UConn and Marquette. It was almost like they only got 3 in somehow, and Creighton's their 3rd. I don't know, man. That kind of scares me.
Brad, who you got on one of your brackets in your final four?
Say that again.
Who's your final four in one of your brackets?
I got UConn, versus Bama. And they got H-Town versus Tennessee. Dog, this is the time a player like Dog Connect. We talked about the draft. We talked about the draft a couple of nights ago on DC. This year's draft ain't it, but for it ain't too many seniors. Dog Connect is one of the top 5 seniors that can, if his stock can move from lottery to top 5 in this tournament.
Yeah.
He is the guard that can do it. And just think, you got them grown men in Houston going up against this grown man in Ziegler. And Tennessee is a grown team also. They're a grown team.
Yeah, that one dude on Tennessee, the guard, Vesuvio, I don't know what his name is.
Vescovi Santiago. Santiago Vescovi.
Yeah.
That dude definitely was playing with Chris Lofton.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
You've been there, man.
He was there
Those
around-
Spanish
he was
dudes, they
there
get
around
2
like-
years for every one.
Yeah.
Left.
Another thing about Tennessee, though, that I was thinking about. Tennessee and Texas, if they do make it that second round, you'll get to see Asmus, that little guard for Texas, who's like one of the top 5 scorers in Texas history, and Ziegler going at it. Then, like they do have some of them big boys that like to bang around. You got Adu, and then you'll really get to see what Dalton Connect's made of. Basically, I think in that second round, if they get Texas, and we'll actually see, if they're ready to go. I think Rick Barnes in Tennessee, actually, the more I look at it, I might actually pick them out of this damn bracket.
Oh, I'm telling you,
I
man.
am going to take him out of that bracket for the simple fact that what both of y'all, you and Pearl, both just mentioned, they got a dude who can put it on his back, scoring-wise, with Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the ability to collectively defend. One thing we can say about Rick Barnes and his shortcomings, this, that, and the other, but for the most part, his teams are going to check up. They're going to defend some more. So to have those ingredients and then to be in the region that they're in with that, and like Big Shot said, they need to win 3. To me, I probably won't trust them until they get to the Final Four. That's Purdue's guards. It is what it is there.
Yeah.
Tennessee from that one. From the South, I think Houston and Marquette have a slugfest in the Elite 8. And somehow or another, we got to get Gus Johnson back in the NCAA tournament. I was showing highlights today with Gus Johnson. All I love seeing have Gus Johnson finishes. We got to get Gus Johnson back on the call. Carolina coming out of the West, it just seemed like it's just set up for them to do that. UConn coming out of the East, and I got UConn cut nets on the final Monday night on the 8th.
Trav, who you got cutting? Trav, who you got cutting the nets down?
I agree with JL. I got them playing Houston. I got UConn beat Houston.
I just got my Final Four.
Okay.
I got Auburn coming out the East, Kentucky coming out of the South, Tennessee coming out of the Midwest,
I sense a thing.
Bama coming out West, baby. Let's go SEC.
Let me
just
tell
saying
you.
that because he got a daughter that cheers at Ole Miss, so he's trying to keep it all in the party so they can see some of that benefit when he go down to Oxford this coming fall.
Hey, let me tell you something. If Johnny Radio's Final Four comes true, y'all thought SEC people were bad during football season.
It's going to be.
Let them have a Final Four sweep in a sport that's secondary to them is wild.
It's gonna be a special on the SEC network about this time next spring about how they ran the whole Final Four. I promise you.
If
They
that
will
happened,
make that special.
if that happened, Greg Sankey would be more gangster than John Gotti. He'd come out hard.
It's true.
Auburn, Bama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. If that happens, oh God.
The fun part is that it reasonably can happen.
No, it's that's what's funny about it because I just realized it when y'all were talking. I was like, hold up. I was like, I can have an all SEC Final Four, and it don't sound crazy.
I just don't see. I just don't see Purdue just. No, I can't sit up there. They doing this and this and this and this. No, I'm not with. I am not.
Listen, Purdue. The trust factor is not with Purdue. UConn. I just think until I see somebody go back to back, that's one of the things. I just need somebody. I see it when I believe. Like
I trust them.
It's so
I
difficult
UConn
to do.
more than I trust Purdue.
Oh, absolutely.
I trust UConn don't go back to back. This UConn, the fact that them going back to back, and we still got that stain of Purdue losing to a 16. We still there, that's just a year ago. Second time ever that's happened. Now, to their credit, or favor possibly, if it works out how it worked out the last time for the last one who lost to a 16, they'll be cutting nets on me.
Yeah, Virginia got bounced by a 16, came back and won the whole thing. But that Virginia team also, they changed. They play different. Because you remember, Virginia used to be paint drying basketball. Like you could take.
We talked about with Houston. They can't get down.
Yeah, Virginia was NyQuil basketball. That was, take your favorite sleeping pill.
You know what?
Take your favorite sleeping pill. Watch Virginia.
You know what, Big Shot? It's been 2 years in a row that I didn't guarantee upset.
Okay.
In 22, I picked. Y'all know who I picked. I picked Oral Roberts. Pause.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, Arizona get beat.
I picked Arizona get
You
beat
did.
by Princeton.
So what's the Travers guarantee this year?
I'm writing this down because I'm gambling.
Write it down. We're gonna write it down.
James Madison getting Wisconsin.
That's your guarantee. Okay, 12-5. We'll take that. We'll accept it.
They are getting Wisconsin. If you want to go a secondary, this is my secondary. It's the first time I've done a secondary. But I got Oregon beating South Carolina.
Man, the only thing is, see, I like Lamont Paris so much. Even back in his days at Chattanooga. I hate that because I'm just like I'm a Southern homer, but damn Ducks, man, the way they're playing, I don't know how big an upset that's going to be.
But the way they played against Auburn in the SEC tournament, South Carolina did not look like them. That was something that you look at and you like, man, I don't need a game to fix this.
What time is that game? What time is that game? Cross country flight for Oregon. So if they want them early slots in the daytime.
Oh, that we don't know. All I know is they in Pittsburgh. So They need to be there now. Oregon need to be there now.
Yeah, Oregon should have left today. They should have left today.
They should have left today. No later. They need to be today or tomorrow morning. They need to be getting used to their Eastern Conference time right now.
And there you have it, folks. Get your brackets filled out. Put us. Don't bet nothing you can't afford to lose. That's my number one bet tip. Don't bet nothing you can't afford to lose. Johnny Radio, it has been an absolute pleasure. We're gonna have to have you back on at some point soon.
Plug your shit, man. Plug your shit.
Plug your show.
Thank y'all, man. Sports 56. Check me out 11 to 1, Monday through Friday, 98.5 FM, AM 560 at Johnny_radio on the Twitter. And that's about it, gents.
That's it. We about to post the show. Ham's in the building, Trav in the building, Big Shot. Salute MJ, G2, Germ. 94 Feet of Life, basketball for the people, by the people. The madness is here.